Kyle here from All Media Reviews, here to do an update on the new release calendar and projection and some news, that kind of stuff, and maybe one other tidbit. So, in the last few weeks since I did the initial one. Okay, I'm going to go through this chronologically. Be better just to go through it, just the list I made. Yeah, okay, oh, that's right. Alright, so, the first one is Matt Page from Dream the Electric Sleep. Let's see here. Yes, his debut album. It's coming out on May 3rd, called Apocalypse Garden. Singer, songwriter, guitarist, I think, from Dream the Electric Sleep. Put out an EP at the end of 2023 that I never got around to hearing. I still should. Yeah, I mean, the description that was given, he posted on Dream Electric Sleep's page, or his page on Instagram. This is different from Dream Electric Sleep's music. It's more pop. It's progressive pop. I don't know, but I'm curious about it. But it's coming out May 3rd. It's a little ways away. Okay, so North Sea Echoes. This is more soon. North Sea Echoes is another one that came up. North Sea Echoes is this project that Ray Alder in an interview alluded to last year, but didn't mention anything about the name. It's a collaboration between Ray Alder and Jim Matheos of Fate's Warning. And the debut album comes out, where is it? It's on here, on the 23rd of February. It's called Really Good Terrible Things. First song was put up. My overall take is I'm sort of lukewarm about it. Because, I mean, I can't deny as much. I love Fate's Warning. I love Jim Matheos, so much of his work. But Long Day Good Night, I have never gotten fully into. Unfortunately, some of it, but not enough of it, comparably. And then the stuff that's come out since, Ray Alder's solo albums. The first one I liked, and the one last year I kind of liked. Maybe I liked the first one a little more. And of course, Jim Matheos also has another project, Kings of Mercia, which, unfortunately, I can't say I really got that into that. Now, he had a project he had solo albums from, like, just acoustic guitar mostly. It's more singer-songwriter, well, but it's all instrumental. But he has a project that's also instrumental that he's done once or twice over the last decade and a half, called Tuesday the Sky, which is, like, post-rock. This sounds more in that, like, new agey post-rock vein, but with Ray singing, but not Ray. It's very soothing, so I'll be honest, I'm not super expectant on this record. I will listen to it for sure. And people love it. Fate's Warning fans of Tuesday the Sky, maybe a little bit like OSI too, more power to you. Anyway, that comes out on the 23rd of February, the same day as Job for a Cowboy's Moon Healer, Darkest Hour, Perpetual Terminal, Borknagar's Fall. Blaze Bayley and Ace Frehley also have albums that same day. And Sleepy Time Gorilla Museum of Last Human Being, which I've vowed that I want to listen to that. So, okay, so going on the list, just came out yesterday, Mike Vennart of, now more recently, Empire State Bastard, but of course Biffy Clyro, and then Ocean Size and British Theater. And the Vennart Band, of course, is putting out his fourth studio album. Fourth one? Yeah, it would be his fourth. Just in a few weeks, on the 2nd of February, titled Forgiveness and the Grain. First single, it's called Fractals. I liked parts of it. I mean, it sounded kind of like some like the early parts of Ocean Size. There's a review, a commentary of someone who played on it on Twitter that Mike, of course, retweeted, praising it, thinking it's better than all the other records. I mean, I love The Demon Joke a lot. I mean, the Dead one was great, and I love all of them. And, the Curse upon Blizzard, Plastic Sea, or whatever it's called. He's saying it's better than all of them, so, I'm hopeful, but not totally expecting to, this is album of the year, but he has a very high standard, Mike Vennart, on his solo work, so it's Vennart Band. That's coming out on February 2nd. Forgiveness and the Grain. Two other confirmations, I believe, are putting out albums, but I don't know if we have titles or dates. Hold on a second. Yeah, okay, they put out a single, Happy the Man. One of the members passed away. I want to say Kit Watkins, maybe? Happy the Man have reunited, and they're putting out an album. They put out a new single. I listened to it. It's on Spotify. I'll be honest, was not getting that into it. Part of the reason is Happy the Man. They had the album The Muse Awakens, which came out a little over 20 years ago, and I think it was the last thing they did. It's called Only Love. A lot of their music doesn't have vocals. Some of it does from memory, but mostly I think of the instrumental sections of Happy the Man's music, and the vocals was a big part of it, and so, I don't know, maybe I'll go back. It's called Only Love, but supposedly they have a full-length album coming out this year. Anyway, there may be more details I'm not remembering at this time, but anyway. Along the same lines, another legacy band from the 70s, or more like 80s, 70s, the Dixie Dregs are planning on releasing an album this year as well. So we're getting some legacy bands. Let's just see here. Yeah. Legacy bands. I didn't even add them to the anticipation list. So yeah, we're going to get a Dixie Dregs album. I mean, my thought is that with Steve Morse, he had his wife's health was a factor that changed why he left Deep Purple. He didn't leave Deep Purple, but he said he was kind of he wasn't able to tour, and then Flying Colors is sort of by the same process on hold, and that was before Portnoy had rejoined Dream Theater. But obviously things have kind of gotten better, so he has enough time to get back together and do the Dixie Dregs music. So I thought they said that Jordan Rudess might have been on it. I forget. Anyway, the Dixie Dregs have an album coming out this year as well. So among other stuff that's come up, Pepe Deluxe, my favorite bands, put out a new single about a week ago. When was it? Yeah, it was last Thursday or Friday. And I love it. It sounds a lot like, the name of it's kind of a long title. Back from the Futures with Goldfinger and K. Sounds a lot like the Phantom Cabinet stuff in some ways, but some ways it's not. I mean, it's a 7+ minute track, almost 8 minutes actually, and I don't want to burn out on it. But they confirmed that the next album's coming out this summer. So, and this is not the only song they're probably going to release, but it's got a lot of twists and turns. It's like a multi-part suite. It's Pepe Deluxe. They cram everything in the kitchen sink in this thing, but it doesn't sound convoluted to me. So it's exciting to hear new Pepe Deluxe music and to anticipate the new record coming this summer. I'm not assuming anything at this point, but we got another comment from Dino Campanella of Dredg saying the hope is to have the album out by the end of the year. So someone's asking him. So we've been saying this for many years. They sold this stuff like the Vault and the book and everything, and the vinyl, anniversary vinyl stuff. I believe largely to help fund the cost of recording this record that they've done work on for many years, going back to 2018 maybe, at least demos, and COVID, of course, like a lot of people, that kind of altered it. But let's hope, again, Boy Who Cried Wolf thing, if we don't get a Dredge album this year, there's a better chance we don't get one. But he responded in a comment, it got posted on Reddit, that they're looking to try to release it by the fall or by the end of the year. So we'll see. Name someone from the past, but they never really broke up. They haven't done anything in close to 10 years, I would say, is the Velvet Teen. Judah Nagel has been posting a lot of clips on social media, so I added them to the anticipation list. Who are the Velvet Teen? I've talked about them a little bit here and there. I have a bunch of their records. Their masterpiece from 2004, Elysium, is just, piano prog, epic, gothic, piano-driven prog, Middle Eastern at points. It's fantastic. Their other records are hit and miss. I like some music on them, but He, of course, also sang on at least one Never Ending White Lights record, Judah Nagler, but if we get a Velveteen record by the end of the year, do not be surprised given the fact seeing lots of clips of him singing and posting music. Because I don't know if Velveteen and Judah Nagler are that different, like Trenton Reznor and Nine Inch Nails. If he's not the only member of the band, because I saw them live with Minus the Bear. So the other band that posted an update of late was Moron Police. The anniversary, I think it's the second anniversary of their drummer Thor's passing. And to sort of fulfill his memory, they need to finish this record, they've said. So, but yeah, they posted like a bunch of clips, like a montage of clips on YouTube a couple days ago. Sounds really good. But the record is not obviously fully finished. So if it comes out this year, Pachinko, hopefully it does. It might not be showing up until like the summer or maybe back toward the fall. But whenever it comes out, I'm going to look forward to checking that out, of course. A lot of people will. So I think that's about it. I remember looking through the list. I mean, it's been a couple weeks since I did one. I was on the previous video. Bella Fleck is releasing something called Rhapsody in Blue. It's a Bella Fleck, not Bella Fleck in the Flecktones. He's some interpretation of the piece and or Gershwin. You know, that's coming out on the 12th of February. Kairos just released another song for their album Mannequin that comes out on February 2nd too. Same day as that. What was it? I don't have it on here. It's the same day as the vennart record that I was just talking about. See, I was looking at the news. I'm on the news from the news section of the Images and Words Discord. Yeah, I haven't. This isn't a new release album, like music release, but we're gonna get this Mars Volta documentary. It's called If This Might Get Weird. If This Ever Gets Weird. Screening in South by Southwest in March. It's gonna be next month out in Germany. I will definitely do a review. I want to see this really bad. There's a trailer on YouTube. If you're the Mars Volta fan and you don't know about this, definitely check it out. I think that's about it as far as updates go. I mean, it's going to kind of go back and forth with stuff we learn about and stuff we don't learn about. I suppose that's one or two other things I can add in that. Okay, so I've listened to Another Sky. That band Another Sky I talked about a few times here and there. Their album Beach Day comes out on March 1st. I like some of their music, but I'm not fully engaged with it. I'm going to listen to this new album. It's interesting. They remind me of a few different bands, but they're kind of spotty. Some of their songs are really good. Some of them are just so-so. But as far as the calendar goes, I think that's about it. In Vain put out another single, maybe. And I can't remember the name of it. I mean, I don't have that pulled up. But so far, the last few weeks, that's the most kind of significant, prominent updates. There's been some stuff I've been taking in, like not Falling Up, but Jesse Raborti put out an EP in October, which was sublime. It's all instrumental music, but it sounds kind of like the cinematic element of the River Empires. That I just checked. I didn't even know about that, of course. Let's see here. I was in the Reina Kindo town hall this past a couple days ago, and as far as the album goes, that's still the information on that's still unclear. But they are playing their first show since lockdown, the first official show, not the thing they did to the stream. A week from Saturday in, I think, New Jersey. I can't remember. Joey was confirming that, but it's going to be a headlining set. It's good that they're being more active, and it probably could escalate the release of the whatever record when it comes out, whether in bloom or not. But I could also say that I've been kind of taking it, besides preparing for 1980, which I've come to conclude that I'm probably just going to try to do these videos if I can get more than one of them out a week. I only get one this week, and then just give a list of albums that I need to hear that would be on a later list. But like Talking Heads, I've taken in. Another album from Split Ends, and even Squeeze. There's this band called Altune, something. Altune that I can thank Dr. Spin, Jeff, from Altin something, Gun. Gun? Yeah. Altin Gun. Weird name. And he's from, I don't know, based in Turkey anyway. So between that and Another Sky, that's what I've been listening to a lot recently. Of course, next week is the Manic Transit album. I need to go back to that again. I listened to it like 7 times in a week, in a couple weeks span. But Altin Gun put out a record last year. My love of Pepe Deluxe and sort of vintage neo-psychedelic music led me to this. Like, I talked about a band called Bruno Pernadas a few years ago, which I thought I was going to love, and I just didn't quite. They didn't quite click with me. They're okay. I'm kind of getting a similar vibe from Altin Gun, but I think they're better. I think they're not at Pepe Deluxe's level, or even Eldrin, sort of in the grand scheme of my love and how much it's engaging. But Altin Gun has an album from 2019 that I've been listening to called Gece, that some of it is really good. If I get more into them, and I want to listen to the 2023 album for the Dr. Spin listener rotation. It was called Ask, I think, maybe. It's like all Anatolian folk music, whatever, Turkish folk music, but it's psychedelic, inspired by music from the late 60s. And that's what some of Pepe Deluxe's music does, totally. The vocals are good, but they're not as good. And that's partly why I think Bruno Pernadas I didn't get into as much. As Pepe Deluxe has fantastic vocals. That's one of their biggest strengths, among many strengths. Altin Gun, the vocals are good, but they're kind of hit and miss. Some of them are good. They really take a backseat to the instrumentation, which in this case can work, and it works somewhat. I gave that album, I listened to a few times, Gece, 3.5 stars. That kind of tells you I like a lot of this. I don't like everything about it. It's not amazing, but it's still good, which is kind of no man's land, because I'd rather have Feast or Famine, but I need to listen to more of Altin Gun. Unfortunately, the album after it, I guess, was like all traditional folk songs they were like not original songs, and people didn't like as much. But that was like 2020 or 2021. They put out at least 1 or 2 records since, including the album from 2020, 2023. So while this isn't a calendar piece, I don't know. Maybe Altin Gun's got another record coming up. Altin Gun is on. He had did a Amoeba Records What's in My Bag at Home edition, actually, and all the stuff he showed on there was like stuff I've never heard of. Some of it sounded really interesting, other than Broadcast. I know Broadcast, but he's the guy. I guess it's one guy really. He's a savant. He also has had his share of exposure. So if I look for Altin Gun's music in like stores, I might be able to find it, because the Needle Drop has reviewed a bunch of his records. A lot of people found him on Rate Your Music, and I guess he's open for live for Tame Impala, which makes some sense, the whole neo-psychedelic stuff. So anyway, that's what I've been kind of, there's so much stuff that I'm still listening to, of course, and as far as the calendar goes, but that's the calendar update and a little bit of a listening update for me. There's more stuff I'm obviously planning on taking in. But thank you for watching. Please subscribe and leave a comment and ring the bell for the notification, and we'll see you next time.